Okay, so this is going to be a quick walkthrough of the system that I find the most helpful when having a team do your Instagram stories for you, connected with ManyChat so you can get leads. So, number one, I would say have a Google Drive folder that everybody has access to and start creating a bank of selfies. So, any selfies that you have, put them in a Google Drive folder called selfies, and I would recommend having it in like a parent folder for social media or whatever. And that way, a team member, whenever, like, say they're assigned to do like a daily story or whatever, they can go grab a selfie and then they could make it in Canva. I prefer to make these in Instagram stories. Like, if you want to batch them ahead of time in stories, which, by the way, you could just like batch create a bunch in one setting, in one sitting, in one go. And so you can literally create these like in Instagram stories, but instead of posting them, you download. So, like, I've made them for other people where I just take one of their selfies and write out the text, but obviously I'm not going to post it to my stories. I just download it to my phone and then upload it to the Google Drive folder. And so you'll have a bank of these stories with the text ready to go. And so you can do different stories like this because it obviously looks like the actual Instagram story UI, because it is, the like emojis and everything. So that's one of the reasons why I recommend making them in stories, not Canva. So you'll have like a Google Drive folder, like stories to reuse, and you can just like, I put down challenge because challenge is the code word. So you just want to make it really easy for someone to navigate. So if they need to come pick something quick, and so you can like reuse a story like 3 months from now because nobody's going to remember what you were wearing, right? And I would recommend having something like a Google Sheet where you are keeping track of your ManyChat keywords. Now, I like to have it be fairly detailed where you don't just have the keyword, but you also are indicating, like, is this actually set up in ManyChat to send in on any feed post, or is it stories, or both? So you just want to be very clear that something actually works where you want it to work before you post it. And then all you do in Meta is then in Meta Business Suite under content, you go to the create a post drop down and you would just hit create story. And it's probably pretty self-explanatory, but you literally just upload the image and you can just schedule it too. So you could batch create and batch schedule a bunch of these ahead of time. You can also select, like, if you don't have the automation set up for Facebook Messenger and you just have it for Instagram, you're going to want to deselect Facebook and it'll just go to Instagram. And then you can bring in your image and then you'll see two buttons. You can either share it now or hit schedule. So that's the batch process. And you notice, like, anybody can do that. So I would strongly suggest having your team member do this.